evening. It's Nana05 or Everyday Nana. If you do the at, then it's Nana05. At Nana underscore of underscore 5. I hope everybody is having a wonderful Sunday. Today the weather was absolutely beautiful. So I am finishing my dinner. My goal this weekend was to make as much money as I possibly could with my gig hustles. I did do an Uber Eats order yesterday morning. Otherwise, I did all Spark. And actually, this week I made more than I ever have since I started Spark. And I didn't do a lot. Like, I wake up in the morning and I do one, then I go work my W-2, and then I would repeat that cycle for the whole week. And then yesterday I was trying to do some Spark orders, and my area was not good, so I gave that up real quick. Hello. Thank you for the emojis. I don't understand anything but English, so sorry. Oh, somebody is here to help me, so thank you. So you're from Brazil. Nice. So I am just finishing my dinner real quick because I was out doing some deliveries and I didn't get my dinner finished. So I hope everybody's having a great day. I don't know if it's morning, noon, night. I am in the United States of America. I am in the Midwest. And it is 6:50 p.m. Central Standard Time where I'm at. And somebody is here helping me out, so I appreciate you. You haven't made yourself known, but I appreciate you. Hello, Constantine. I hope you're doing well. Hello, Logan. Hello, Sam. I'm glad you're doing great. I don't know if anybody's into football, but my team lost today. So, not by a lot, but they lost. Hi, John Doe. I don't know what else it is you're trying to say, but hello. Weather Entertainment. Oh, wait. BWE Blade Weather Entertainment. Hi. Hello. Hello, Mario. Hello, White. Hello, John Doe. Hi, White. Well, thank you. Black Blade Weather Entertainment says it likes my stream. Hello, hello, hello. I am working on a puzzle right here. If you look at the wall, you'll see what puzzle it is I'm working on. And I haven't been doing it much, but I thought I might do it some today. I get really, really busy. Hello. You see, I can't even pronounce it. I'm so sorry. Huseyin. Hi, my name is Celine and I love your show. You are amazing. Thank you. Hello, Indingo. Hello, Maya. India's in the house. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you are doing well. I thought that I shut my my Walmart Spark off, but I'm still getting notifications, so that my stream doesn't, so that my AR doesn't go down any lower than it already is. I want to make sure to shut that off. Looks like it's getting busier tonight, which I knew that was going to happen, but for I don't know how long now I've been coming on every Sunday night, 6:45 Central Standard Time, doing live streams, and I wanted to keep that going. Oh, my country name is the United States of America, and I live in the Midwest. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Maya. Maya, sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm not that great at saying names and stuff. So sorry if I'm butchering it. Wait, I'm going to need to put my phone somewhere else. Hold on 1 second. Maybe here. Maybe they'll stay. Because if I'm going to do my puzzle, I need to get more pieces. So, I don't know. I know a lot of you don't know who I am. So, I am a nana of 5. I have 3 biological grandchildren, and I have the honor of having 2 bonus grandchildren. I am over 5 decades old. So if you come on here and you say, oh, you look super old, it's not gonna hurt me because I've lived this far and I'm not ashamed. And my shirt, I don't know if you can see it, Nana. And I just love being a Nana. My youngest grandchild is 1 year old, and my oldest is gonna be 14 December 1st. So how exciting is that? My children are all in their 30s, and I do a lot of things. I have a full-time job. I do gig hustles, and gig hustles that I do are predominantly Walmart Spark. I've been doing some Uber Eats. I do some Shipt, but to tell you the truth, I am rich in spirit. And that's how I'll answer that. Can we not spam the chat? That would be awesome. Because when you put a letter for each thing, that's spamming the chat. So if you could not do that, that would be awesome. Sally, thank you. You came in when I needed you. People are starting to spam the chat already. How are you, my darling? I am so sorry that I have not been able to email you yet. Today, I have been busy. I started my morning off doing some Spark orders, and then I came home. I was having a headache. I took a nap. I woke up later, and then I went out and did some more Spark, and then I came home, and I'm just finishing my food. And I think you asked me last time about my puzzle. Haven't done much on it, but here's my puzzle. And if you can't remember what the puzzle is, it's that. So I'm so glad that you could come in. Sally, how long have you been on here? Oh, I just started at 6:45, so I don't consider you late at all. Yep, I just started not too long ago. I don't know why I choose 6:45 Central Standard Time. I guess I just feel that a lot of people might be home from the day, and I choose Sunday nights because it's the night that works better for me all the way around. If I have my grandchildren, I'm able to drop them off and be on live stream. If I don't have my grandchildren, no matter what, it's just easier for me to do this time the best. What is Spark? Okay, so I don't know if you've heard of Walmart, but Walmart has a delivery service. A delivery service and a shopping service that is called Spark. And so we're able to do some shopping and drop it off at people's homes, or we can just pick up orders that have already been shopped and drop it off at people's homes. Is anyone on here one of your subscribers? Well, only you. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for that. Alex says, yes, I've heard of Walmart. Sorry, I'm British. No, that's fine. You're so welcome. I have not a problem answering your question. Hello, Lokesh. Yes, Sally is a subscriber, and she's a good friend of mine. And Sally D's Reality has sunrise lives every morning, and they're beautiful. And in my channel, I am a firm believer of Jesus Christ, and I'm not afraid to say it. And Sally D, who is my friend, does daily devotions on her channel. And she is not afraid. So we're in it to win it. Sally says, let me tell you, anyone on here, if you want to troll, then you're going to be going to Troll Island because I'm not taking this crap. Thank you, Sally. Thank you. Thank you. Lokesh says, hello. Who are country? I am from the United States in the Midwest. Alex says, may I ask what state you're in? I'm in Minnesota. Yeah. I won't tell you what the city it is, but I'm not ashamed to tell you what state it is. Yep. It is really nice out today. It has been really nice. My state gets very, very cold in the wintertime. Knock on wood. Yeah. Oh, hello. That is so awesome that you're from India. I welcome everyone. I welcome everyone. Sorry, I had to finish my dinner, but I don't want my food to be wasted. All done. No, Sally, I think I knew you had some friends from Minnesota, but I didn't know you used to live in Minnesota. Awesome. I have lived here most of my life, so I lived in Wisconsin for a few years, but mostly I've been here my whole life, and I can tell you on one hand how many states I've been in. So I have not done a lot of traveling at all. Alex says, yes, I know your state. I watch Minnesota Wild ice hockey. I live 5 hours away from London in England. Awesome, Alex. So thank you for finding my channel and joining us. And did you see what I did? I just messed up my puzzle. Okay. Last weekend, I don't think I shared this because I was busy doing some gig work. Last weekend, my grandson, he loves his monster trucks, okay? And for some reason, I guess it's because I'm getting older, so it's hard for me to get down on the floor and chase him around with the other cars like he wants me to do. So he decided that it would be easier for him to do it on the table. Now I have this puzzle that I've been working on, and he decides that he's going to just move my puzzle over and the pieces are all falling off the table. And I'm like, oh no. But then he was a sweetheart. He's 3 and he picked the pieces back up. Oh, wow, Sally, you lived in Wisconsin too? I lived in Appleton, Wisconsin. Alex says, you're very welcome and thank you for the interaction. Oh, yes, definitely. Sally says, at Alex, thank you for being nice to Nana. Oh, hi, Wayne. How are you? Thank you so much, Wayne, for interacting in my live. I mean, not in my lives. Well, in my lives too. But in my videos. I know I'm not getting a lot of views on my videos, and it made me wonder if I should even do my videos. But you know what I decided was that if it's meant for people to watch the video, then they'll watch it. And if it's not meant for them to watch it, then they won't. And as you know, I do talk about myself and what I've been through on my videos. So for anybody that's watching right now, if you have not viewed my videos and you would like to know a little bit more about me, feel free to watch my videos. I am trying to grow my channel, and my videos are about positive affirmation. So I do a positive affirmation every single day, and then I also do a little speaking about what I've been through in my life. So if you didn't know, now you know. Sally says, Wayne, thank God you're here. Sally says, Wayne, the trolls are fierce tonight. They're like flies on shit. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Yeah, and I think that she was helping me before she even let me know that she was on my stream. Alex says, you're welcome, Sally. I try to be nice to all. Nana seems so great. Human being. Ignore negativity and focus on love. Yes, agreed, Alex, agreed. Wayne says, they're good messages. You stress positivity. Yeah, definitely need to have positivity in our lives because there's too much negativity, and then people feed off negativity, and then it's too much negativity in this world, and I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of watching the news, and everything you see is negative. It's just way too much, and I can't stand it. So, when I started the videos, like I said, and I'm only getting a couple of views, I thought maybe I should just, delete them. But then a voice, and I believe it was God. Sorry if I get emotional. I believe God told me to keep pressing on and leave them there. And one day somebody's gonna find those videos and they're gonna need them. And they'll be there. So, yeah. Felix says, what did the daddy buffalo say to his son when he left for school? Bison. Wayne says, I'll try to give you a hand, Sally. Thank you, Wayne, for helping Sally. Alex says, world's in a bad place due to all this negativity. I worry for my daughter growing up in this world who's 6. Oh, yes. Definitely. Take me back to the 90s, please. Right? Thank you for the hearts, everybody. Thank you. Sava says, hug life. Yeah, thank you. For those of you that have been joining my streams for a while, you know that I can break down at the drop of a hat. So, please forgive me for that. This world is in such a bad place that it makes me very sad. and my grandchildren being brought up in this world is scary. It's such a scary place. And, all of the things that they're learning and being taught. And I mean, my grandchildren are being taught good things, but when they start going to school, then they might be seeing things that aren't good. And that makes me concerned and worried for them. And if I could afford it, I would put them all in our church. Our church has a school, but it's just that my daughter and son-in-law can't afford to have all the kids in it. But if they could, I know they would. But yeah, they just can't afford it. So they go to public school. And as you know, when you put your children in public school, you are putting them in, it's in a hard place. So we just have to keep praying. We have to pray for our children. Our pastor said that he believes in praying for our children's children's children. So the children that we might not even see one day, we're praying for them already. So thank you, Bingo Healer. Thank you, Sava Angel. Sava Angel says, you do good, don't worry. Wayne says, Grandma Moore has that thought also. They are there for future viewers to listen to and reflect on, right? And that's what I'm thinking. So if I don't have that many views on my videos, well, they're there. Sava says it makes me sad too, but what we gonna do, right? Sally says, I love you. That's all that matters. LOL. Thank you, Sally. Sava says, the stuff my generation goes through kind of messed up. I would enjoy being in my grandma's generation. Yeah, right? Alex says, Nana, I've give you a like and subscribe. Thank you to help support you and your channel grow. Thank you so much, Alex. Alex says, amen to that. And then thank you for the emoji, Sally. And answer. Hi, I think a sir has been in here before. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I have 14 likes so far. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I just saw something. Mikey! Oh my goodness, Mikey, you're the one that got me started on my channel that I was never going to start. Hi, how are you doing? I miss you. Mikey says, hello, friends. Johnny Holt says, hello, hello. Sally says, my regular videos got barely any views. Check it out and see, Nana. Something just went crazy with my live and the sunrise, and I'm just gonna keep striving on, I guess. Okay, Sally, thank you for that. Yeah, because I have my last couple of videos that I've done the last couple of days, I've gotten like 4. But, it is what it is. Oh, thank you for the emojis, Mike. You see, I'm doing a puzzle, so puzzle pieces. Nigma says, gave you 15. Oh, thank you. Esther says, Esther? Sally says, Mike, how are you, lovey? Mike says, I'm doing okay. It started raining a few minutes ago, so I'm back home. How are you? Doing good. Hi, Ma. How are you? Ma says, love the ones you love today, all day. Don't ever miss somebody if they are still alive. With today's technology, there are several ways to reach out and tell them you care. Love Jesus. He loves you. Amen. Mike says, hello, Sally. I'm good. How are you, Sally? Asser says, hi. I am Asser Mohammed. Hi, Asser. Sally says, Ma Dukes, glad to see you here. Yeah, especially Ma, apparently I was having a lot of trolls and Sally was on her own for a minute and then Wayne came in, so that helped. Hi, Charles. Hello. It's so awesome seeing people that I follow come on to my live stream, and all the people from the different countries, and oh, it's just awesome. Ma says, hey, Sally, keeping it real life says good. Oh, I already read that. That's awesome. Mike says, hello, Charles and Ma Dukes. Ma Dukes says, hey, Mike. And Asser says, yes, I am Asser. Hello, Asser. Keeping it real life. Charles says, hey, Mike. Sally says, hey there, Charles. Ma says, yes, the trolls are out. Oh, they're out of hand everywhere. Oh, wow. Charles says, hello, Sally. Yes, so I just want to let people know that might not know, I have some videos out there. I post videos out every single morning. I can't talk. They are positive affirmations. And I try to make them at least 8 minutes because I was told that you should make your videos between 8 and 10 minutes, I believe. So I try to make them at least 8 minutes every morning. And I haven't had many views, but I have decided that I am not going to let it get me down, because people that are going to want to view them eventually will. And with my positive affirmation that I do every day, I also talk a little bit about myself and what I've gone through. And I just, I've lived a rough life since birth. And if anybody can resonate with anything that I put out there, that's what it's there for, so that you know you're not alone. Sally says, I will give you a great big shout out tomorrow morning on my live. Thank you, Sally. You're so sweet. Yeah, so I know it takes time to grow a channel, but also I want to grow my channel, so that's why I come on here at least once a week. I want to try to come out more than that, but I don't know when a good time would be, since I work every day. And then there's a lot of people that I'd like to watch that are on in the evening. So I don't know when another time would be. So just keep pressing on. I know that with my videos, at least I'll be able to, I have put them in a playlist. So I do have playlists out there. I do have playlists of all my live streams, and I have a playlist of all my positive affirmations. So I have done that. I can't read my phone that well where I have it. Sally says, I will also put the word out in the core community. You know they will be there for you, just like Paula and the rest of them. Thank you so much, Sally. You're such a sweetheart. Charles says, I like your positive videos. Thank you, Charles. I appreciate it. Asser says, me, Asser from Egypt. Well, welcome from Egypt. Thank you for visiting my stream from Egypt. That's awesome. I do believe you have been in my stream before. And if you are not able to understand my English, I'm sorry for that. The only reason why I say that is because you keep saying hello and where you're from. Simply Debbie Sue. Hello, hello. Thank you for joining my stream. I have seen you enough times where I have decided that I will give you a wrench. Simply Debbie Sue says, hi, Sally. Sally says, speaking of the core tribe, there's Debbie Sue. Debbie Sue says, good to be here. It's good to have you. Ma says, don't let YouTube's numbers and requirements stop anything you believe. YouTube makes it almost impossible for a new channel to gain speed. YouTube is 24/7 commitment. The money they dangle is... Yeah, I don't know. As far as the money portion, I'm really not even concerned about that. I'm more concerned that, I mean, I like the community, and if I can become moderated one day, I mean, moderated, that is not the word I was looking for. If I can get monetized one day, that would be awesome. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. When I first started my channel, I was not thinking about being monetized. It was a lot like Sally. You know, Sally talks so much about her feeling, being lonely, and well, she was retired and she was alone. But I'm doing life alone. Like, I'm doing life alone, but I'm not. I have my children, my middle child that has the kids. Sorry. My middle child that has the kids is the most involved. My oldest, I rarely ever see. He lives in Wisconsin. My youngest lives here, and she helps me a lot. Like, she is making payments on my tablet, on my iPad. She bought that for me for Christmas. She's very busy, but I know that she loves me and is there for me. And so I get it. She's doing life, She's very busy. I know she doesn't have transportation, so I can't say she'd be here in a heartbeat. But she would know how to get somebody else to me in a heartbeat if that needed to happen. My middle child who has the babies, she lives 10 minutes away from me. It's just that I want to be in their lives, but I don't want to be a nuisance. You understand? I'm going to see what I've been missing here. Okay, Sally says, everyone needs a Debbie Sue. I will share her with you, but don't try to steal her away. Ma says, in illusion, they cut they take is disgusting. Oh, the cut they take is disgusting. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Dan Mino says, who did it? Debbie Sue says, Sally, LOL. Sally says, it's true, Debbie Sue. You are a very big asset to me. Oh, that's so sweet. Ma says, but YouTube cares about the money. They are not going to push the channel if they don't expect to make the money. Yeah, right. I get it. Whatever. Like I said, I'm not going to let it stress me out. Dan Mino says, let it out. Thank you. Debbie Sue says, Sally. Debbie Sue says, Yvonne. Dan Mino says, gotta love that. Sally says, do you know the story with my older son? Right? We have to just strive on without them. Yes. We can make it. They are adults and that's their decision. Why they made that decision? Sorry. Why they made that decision, we don't know. But Dan Mino says, never too busy for mama. Sally says, we have to live our lives. Dan Mino says, never leave mama. Badisha says, hi, ma'am, new subscriber. Thank you so much. You're from India. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Somebody said that when they were younger, they used to break down all the time, but now they've gotten older and they don't break down as much. I break down at the drop of a hat. I will till the day I die because I've lived a hard life. And like I have just had sensitivity issues like forever. So it's just the way I was made. Ma says, it breaks my heart to see new content creators pour all their blood, sweat, tears, and time into creating something they dream about only to tell the creator they are not good enough. Do it for you, not them. Yes. Yes, definitely. Definitely. You know, like I said, if I can, it's pretty much me telling my story and, you know, telling my testimony, basically. You know, telling my testimony. So if people don't hear it, then, you know, it is what it is. My testimony wasn't built for everybody. So for those that read it, they've heard it. If they don't view it, don't see it, it wasn't made for them. And every time I go to do my video for my positive affirmation, I feel God taking over my mouth, and what comes out is what God wants to come out. Ugh. by Ma says, Happy Diwali. Ma says, I cry daily, if not more. It's norm for me. It's okay to cry. Thanks, Ma. Vidisha says it's absolutely okay to be like it. After all, we are humans and we can feel what we feel. Be safe, feel. Stay strong, ma'am. Thank you. Dan Mino says, don't let it bum you out. Dan Mino says, you got life, you got time to live. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. You know, as I get closer to the time when my mother passed, which is in 6 years, I will be the same age my mother was when she passed away. And I would say I'm a lot better physically than she is. She was sick most of her whole life, and I have been blessed beyond measure. Pressed down, shaken together. I don't know, it reminded me of that song. You know, I get told a lot that I am like my dad's mother. She lived to be 100. She lived to be 100 years old. And I think that what she decided was that she was going to make it to be 100. And her birthday was in November, and she died in January. So, you know, and her husband, my grandfather, he died like when he was 55 years old. So she went another 5 decades, pretty much. She never got married again. It seems like she kept her wedding ring on all those years. I'm not positive. But even though he had passed on, she never wanted to do life with anybody else. And she was such a shepherd in the family. And my grandfather was a Baptist minister, and my grandmother believed in Jesus. And, you know, my father's side was very, very Christian oriented. My mother's side was not. So it was too different. And it was so weird too, because, you know, if you ever watch my videos, or I should say, listen to my videos, because sometimes I am just showing you what the weather looks like, and then I'm telling you my story while you're watching the weather, or, you know, while you're watching the beautiful skies. My father was 16 when I was born. And for what I was told, he was the first, you know, he told me this, and my father had told me a lot of different stories. So whether it's the truth or not, I don't know. A lot of the stories my father has told over the years were not accurate. So anywho, my father got custody of me. My mother did not. Now, I believe my father got custody of me because he was living with my grandparents. And my mom and dad got married, but they were married for like 5 years. And so I was about 9 years old when they divorced. 7 years old when they got separated. They couldn't get married until my father turned 18. And they got married in a state that allowed that, because not all states allow you to get married at that age. Dan Mino says, my condolences. Oh, that's good. 100 you, 94 you look good. Yeah, I'm in my 50s. You say in 6 years you're going to be 100. No, in 6 years I'm going to be the same age my mother was when she died. My mother died when she was 63. But thanks, Jenny, no, for saying I look 38. I'm 57. Ma says, we each are the only ones who can possibly change our emotional status. Choose to be happy. Choose to forgive yourself. Honor those we love that pass by, choosing positivity. Yes, Ma. Ma says, don't choose to carry the dust that's right. Don't choose to carry the dust that scarred us around on our backs. Vicha says, it's Diwali, a festival of lights in return of our God. We worship over here today. I'll surely pray for you, for your betterment, ma'am. I surely think smile would suit you more. Thank you. Yes, I'd like to smile. Because of the fact that I do believe in having positive outlooks on things instead of negative, I like working at my job. I work at a nursing home. I help set up transportation and appointments, and I build relationships with my residents, and I love on them. There's some of them that don't have any family that comes in to see them at all, and there's some that have an influx of families. So I think that, it's a wonderful thing that if I can play a part in any type of way to help them feel that they are loved. I know I have one resident that is going through a similar situation that some of my YouTube friends, I want to say, are having, and that is having a child that is having an issue with you, and you're not sure exactly what that issue is. Like, I know for my son, I don't think he has an issue with me. I think that he's been through a lot, and he's been in the service, and that could play a toll. I know I've heard that can play a toll. He never talks to me about that, so it is what it is. But I'm so thankful that he is a fireman. I'm so thankful that he does serve our country. He's in the Air Force Reserves. He has a heart for others, and he likes to help. And I have a heart for others, so I help where I can. And that's also why I wanted to do my channel, so that if I can be a light in the darkness, that's what I can be, because that's what I ultimately want to be. And if people want to be a part of my channel and share in the positivity and the love, then that's great. I don't welcome any negativity because I've had negativity my whole life. So I don't welcome that and don't want it. Ma says the what ifs and the comparisons hold us back from our own happiness, right? But Disha says, I do have the same story as your, I can feel it. It's painful, but please, please be strong and smile. Thank you. Ma says, I know easier said than done, and some days are harder than others, but I believe our loves that passed want us to celebrate the life they shared with us and not be sad and cry because they are not here. We are blessed to have memories and have them forever to be in our hearts. And that's so true, Ma. Like, I know, you know, what I want to say real quickly is that when my mother passed on, I knew that all we have is memories, because certain people, they believe that your loved ones hear you, and to me, the only one that hears me is Jesus. Jesus Christ is the one that is with me all the time. He is the one that makes sure I wake up in the morning. He is the one that is by my side. And when my loved ones leave this earth, it is those of us that are left behind that are sad and in mourning, not our loved ones that have passed, because I believe their spirit goes to be with Jesus. And so they're not looking down on what's going on here because they're in a happy place. They're praising, they're worshiping, they are on fire, they're dancing, if they were ill in their bodies, they are no more. They are well, they are on fire. They're like, it's so awesome to think about how they are not ill anymore. They are in heaven with our Heavenly Father, and He is the one that we are supposed to live here on earth to be examples of. All the things that He did while He was on earth, that is what we're supposed to be on earth doing. We are supposed to be evangelizing. We are supposed to be getting as many people as we can to sorry, I'm gonna start evangelizing. We are supposed to reach out to others so that they know the good word and that they can get their lives on track for Jesus Christ, and they can tell other people about Jesus Christ, and we can all be happily ever after lives, because we know that this place that we're living in right now, it is temporary. This is temporary, and our bodies, these are temporary as well. It's our spirit. It's the spirit within us that matters. The spirit within us. And, when I think about all that I've ever gone through, God led me out of those situations. It could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. But God led me out of those dangerous situations and into the right place. So even though I might feel a loss over my loved ones, they're so much better right now, you know? They're so much better. And that's why, you know, if you have family that is not living for God, pray for them that they'll turn their lives around and they will focus on God, because that is the only way we're going to make it out of here. The only way. This world is a temporary place. It is not meant for us to stay here. It is not meant for us to stay here. We need to get it together. We need to tell other people about Jesus Christ. This place we're in right now is just a resting place for the moment. We're not supposed to stay here. It's just it's just a temporary place. It's not our home. Heaven is our home, not here. We're just visitors passing through. Ma says, we are blessed to have memories and have them forever be in our hearts. Yes. Debbie Sue says, right, Yvonne. Ma says, Yvonne, ideally that could make the world a better place, but in reality, we know it's not going to happen. I know. You are blessed to have the light and the love of Jesus with you. Not everyone are that lucky. I know, and that's what's so hard. You know, my time's going to be a little over an hour, and if you have to go, then you got to go. But I had a relationship with someone that was over 4 years, and I was going to marry him. And I decided, and I was trying to work it out. I was going to marry him. I was really going to spend the rest of my life with him, so I thought at the time. But I was going to church, and I had other people telling me that, you know, he's a narcissist, and he was an alcoholic. Plain and simple. He didn't want to admit it. Do they ever? I had never been with an alcoholic before, so that was new to me. I didn't know anything about that. I had a father that had a lot of issues, but he never drank. I had an ex-husband that had a lot of issues, but he never drank. So I was used to people having issues that didn't have alcohol for an excuse. Not that it's an excuse, but you know, they just didn't have that. They didn't do drugs, they didn't do alcohol. They just, for whatever reason, I want to say they weren't wired right, okay? They weren't wired right. And it got really scary because and this apartment that I'm living in now is only been my apartment. Like, he never lived here. We separated ways. He moved back to Wisconsin, and I moved to another apartment. And so this was all fresh for me. So that's all good, because I think that I needed to start my life fresh. But what I wanted to say about that is that he chose alcohol to be number one. He also chose material things to be number one. Because of him choosing to have material things be number one, I realized, and through the grace of God, realized that I could do life alone. I thought that I needed him because I wouldn't be able to pay my rent, pay all the bills that were due, that I wouldn't be able to do it. But God is making it so that I can come on top, that I can get all my bills paid every month by myself. My daughter was helping me for a little bit, more often than I would have liked her to. You know, I had to ask for help when I didn't want to, because I wanted to try to do it myself. But she's also the one that told me about, gig work. And she doesn't do it, but she has an aunt that dabbles in it. And thankfully, because of that, I was able to find that there would be more ways of just my W-2 that I could make a living. But what I was trying to say is, when I was becoming a member of my church, I had a meeting with one of the elders, and they were talking about how, me living with my then fiance was not of God, because you're not supposed to live with anybody. And I had a hard time with that for a while, because I felt like we weren't doing things. That's how all I can say. We weren't doing things in the bed, okay? We weren't. So there's that. So I felt like, okay, it's like we're living together, but we're like roommates. That's basically how it felt. But anyway, his drinking got to be too much. He would leave stuff in the oven. And for some reason, where we were living at that time, the fire alarms did not go off. But I woke up smelling something and saw the oven was on, opened it up, and something he had put in there was totally black. So thank God I woke up to the smell, because I don't know what would have happened. He put something in the microwave. The microwave exploded. There was too many things going on. And, him saying, I don't have a problem, I can stop drinking whenever I want, But he would drink straight whiskey. Now, he would drink straight vodka. I remember at one point I was going through some stuff, and I tried drinking straight vodka. I couldn't do it. I tried drinking... No, I never tried drinking straight whiskey. When I was younger, my father gave me a taste of brandy, and I never wanted any again. So there's that. That was the way my father got me to not drink, by tasting it, because it was so nasty. But anyway, I thought that my ex was in, that I couldn't do life without my ex. But then I realized, to make a long story short, that I could do life without him, and that I could make a way out of no way. Badisha says, hard time is short and happiness, if forever, it's just what we want to see and live with. I saw you for the first time in life, but I think I can connect with you feeling and wish that you get all happiness and joy. Thank you so much. Ma says, I have to respect every human and how they care to believe in whatever power moves them to be a compassionate human. What we as humans each choose to believe is their business. Right. Ma says, there are bad people in this world who care only about their needs. Once you recognize the issue, you did what you could to climb out of it, and you did. Think about that. You did. He can no longer control you. Yes, yes. So true, Ma, because, you know, and then you find out who your real friends are when that happens too, because I had a person in my life that I thought was my friend, okay? And her and her husband were really good friends of me and my ex. And she told me, she said, you need to get out of that relationship. He's a narcissist. He's no good for you. He's this, he's that. You know, she said her ex-husband had been a narcissist, so she knew what that was like. And because it wasn't just the drinking, it was, you know, he would want me to buy him stuff and then say, it would be so nice if I had this material thing if it came from you. You know, so I was going out of debt with credit cards because I was always trying to get him everything he wanted. And then he was also getting what he wanted because he had collections. He has, you know, he had comic book collections. He had, you know, Funko Pop collections. He had so many different collections, and the whole thing of it is that he's very materialistic, and I am so not that way, because I believe that when God comes, that those materialistic things can't come with me. So I am not into material things. So my home is very basic. I do have some things that are, that I cherish, that I feel are a part of me. Mostly, I want to say it's my granddaughter's artwork that she has done. My little wall of artwork, that's what's near and dear to my heart. I do need to get a couch. I have a futon. kind of hurts to sit on it. It's very wear and tear, I guess. So there are some material things that I do need. But I just feel like I don't need all those things. Let me see. Hey, Dean. You're late. You are late, and I ran over my hour. That can happen at times. Dean says, Yvonne, I'm better late than never. Debbie Sue says, hi, Dean. Dean says, hey, Ma. Hey, Debbie Sue. Sally says, hi, Dean. Ma says, and now you have hindsight that you can use to help others that are not strong enough to climb out of it. Use your traumas to bliss those experiencing the same. Yep, that's what I want to do. With wisdom to help them see a light. Yep, that's what I want to do. Charles says, Dino in the house. Dean says, hey, Sally. Hey, Curl. Hey, Dean. Was with Sunny's live. Oh, yep. I told her I was sorry I had to get out of her live, but I have been going on my live every Sunday at 6:45, and I have friends that go live, but I gotta continue doing my thing. So whether I get people coming in or not, I still got to do this. And I have found so many amazing friends through this community. Um, you know, I thank everybody for their support. And everybody is special. And I also have made, there are so many YouTube channels, and and there's so many that I get a lot out of. Like this one person, she has a lot of subscribers. A couple of them actually. Um, one is like she's over 50, and she comes on and she talks, and she has a lot of wisdom, and it's amazing, and I learn, you learn a lot. And then there's another lady that comes on, and I believe her channel starts with wisdom. I just can't think of what the rest of it is. And she comes on, and she just she's been through so much, and she talks about her testimonies a lot. And it's just, that's what I like. I like listening to a lot of people that have gone through a lot of stuff and come out on top. And that's also why I like Dean, because Dean has gone through a lot, and he's making it through, and he's pushing through. And everybody that has a story, and we're climbing out of that rabbit hole, and we are working on ourselves, and we know that we deserve better, and we know that we're destined for more. That's what it is. That's what I enjoy watching, and that's why I try to put my positive affirmation out there every morning. And sometimes I can't do it every morning, but I get it in there some time of day. But and then also, a part of my video on my positive affirmation, I try to tell a little bit of what I've gone through in my life, so that one day if somebody needs it, it's there. Just like Grandma Moore does. Sally talks about her stuff every morning. We've all been through a lot, and we're still going through a lot, and we still will go through a lot. But the amazing thing is that we can all, hook arms, so to speak, and go through the storm together. That's what it's all about. And Ma says, Yvonne, I need to go. Well, thank you so much, Ma, for joining my stream. It's been longer than I thought it would be, but I thank you so much. You still have a bunch of stuff to do, and the energy is fading. Stay blessed. Thanks for going live. Never change who you are, because you are a beautiful soul. That's a good thing. Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Dean says, all different but still similar. Yes. Thank you so much for everybody that has joined my stream tonight. I appreciate you, and I love everybody. Have a great evening, and God bless.